Hi guys, my name is Kelvin Monene. I am a content creator from YouTube. I'm currently at Mubukuro. Currently we are going to learn more about agriculture. We are in Kamundi's farm. He is going to teach us more about the agriculture. On the left side is Mr. Kamundi. On the right side is Emmanuel Mugambi. He is an agriculture officer. And he is going to introduce himself and also teach us more about the agriculture. Then Mugambi can also add something on the same. Mr. Kamundi, welcome.
Thank you, young man. I'm Kamundi Joseph. I'm retired senior agriculture officer. I'm just do some farming, which is not very intensive, but I do general farming in my farm. First of all, I have to do farm planning from the river, depending on the slope of the farm or topography. So I start from the river where I have got agroforestry. I have trees, eucalyptus and gravelia, which are just about 2,000 plants. Then after that, I follow up with the tea, which is not very much. Also, I've got about 2,000 stumps. And the tea, of course, everything starts from the nursery. If it is forestry, you start from the nursery, then you go to the field. Even tea, you just buy seedlings, you plant seedlings. As they then grow, you go on now setting them in such a way that they will give you a mbamba harvest when they mature. After maturity, you just normally harvest with people or myself, and then take to the buying center. Then after that, later we get bonus from the crop. We have also got coffee, which is not also much. I've got some about 500 plants, which also I take care of, manure, fertilizer, spraying crops, and so forth. From there also I plant some maize, which is just a intercrop, and the variety, I plant the variety according to ecological zone, because I know every crop does better where it is suited according to its ecological zone, and also the soil fertility. So apart from maize, I also grow some vegetables, horticulture crops, which I plant kales, and then cabbages, drum hens. I also plant carrots. I also plant sweet potatoes for feeding my livestock. On livestock, normally I usually keep pigs, poultry, and small rabbits. I've also got some fish pod, which I keep some fish for human consumption and also for sale, just small sales. Otherwise, if you want to learn more about crops, it depends on what kind of crops you want to learn, but I'm just spoken generally about all the crops which I manage according to the ecological zone. Otherwise, you are welcome, and I'm ready to assist you in any way you want. Anything that you need, we can assist you as a young man, so that you can also be future farmers in this country. Otherwise, I thank you for that. Thank you very much.
Okay, we have the types of tea. Can you explain to us different types of trees that you plant?
On tea, when we started planting tea, mine started in 1983, and we got seedlings from the Wairu Tea Factory, where we supplies with a variety, which I cannot now tell you the variety, but we were being supplied as farmers the best quality which we could afford.
So we have different, but tukisema for example, kuna difference. Kuna zile zinaonanga za purple na kuna hizi zingine za green. There is a difference, or ni the same too?
Well, I may not tell you very much about the difference because I've not planted the purple ones, but I understand they will be different from the ones we have been planting. Otherwise, I have only one type, which we were given from the Welty factory.
What is the purpose of cutting the tea at some time?
Okay, because as I said, when you plant your tea, after 3 years, they reach maturity and you cut back. That is pruning. We call them pruning, cutting back, so that you get new shoots, because we are supposed to harvest 2 leaves and a bud. And when you prune, then they will give you that chance of having 2 leaves and a bud to do your best harvest.
So which one can we harvest between the 3 of them?
You can see on my left hand there are 2 leaves and a bud, which is picked for the sale, which we take to the factory for sale. And this one is not the best because the upper one is not the best. But to my left, that's the quality which we harvest. Thank you.
Mugambi.
Yes.
Welcome to Kelvin Monene Official.
Yes.
Okay, tell us something.
Yes, I'm Emmanuel Mugambi. As my father or my mentor has said, huyu ndiye amenileta katika hii mambo na ukulima toka my childhood up to my college level or my campus level. Ni amenileta akaninacha all about nikakuwa an agricultural officer, or maybe sometimes people call me agronomist. Yes, it's my title, also it's my field of venture. And for today, I will welcome you to this general agriculture running. We will talk more on different diseases that affect our crops. We have the likes of golden ash avocado. We have a disease like anthracnose. Anthracnose is caused by the breeding of the moth, or the FCM pest, or in short, they are referred to as phospholding moth. These insect or transmit, they act as vectors. They transmit disease to this fruit. Now they lower or they differs the quality of the fruit. Now ikienda kwa export or for value addition inakuwa rejected. Now you see the loss that is incurred will affect the farmers negatively.
Kuna measurement zenye unafuata wakati unapanda majani?
Yeah, of course we have the different measurement depending with the crop or the variety or the type of the plant to be planted. Following that, we have a spacing. Spacing, this is the lows or the columns between one plant to another. This helps in competition of the nutrient. We reduce the competition of the nutrient. The closer the plant, the closer the competition of the nutrient that will incur.
Juu sasa naona you have eucalyptus trees. Do they affect the tea leaves?
As you can see in our rad, we've said the eucalyptus, depending on the topography, we have from the high gentle slopey level to downside. The downside, we can have, like here we have our forest here. Now there is this evapotranspiration, like the closer the trees, kuna ile barindi or the upepo, ile upepo inaingia mingi. Now in geography we call it frost. Kuna ile frost ina melting ambayo itakuwa surrounded in. Then we call that process evapotranspiration. Now the evapotranspiration helps our land or our farm to when the rains comes, there is different types of the rains depending on the month. Like now we are going on long rains. So in our area we would experience more rains more than where we have bare lands.
So wakati mwingine tuna wetness, kuna wakulima fulani wana spray the tea. Hii inakuanga mzuri.
Spraying of the tea depends with if the farming is organic farming. This is the farming that involves no use of chemicals. These chemicals may cause some chemical residue that may affect the body of the farmers or the people who will consume that commodity.
Talking about the parasites, do tea farming have such information?
Yeah, we experience some pests creating themselves depending on the prevailing weather conditions. Like now, we are expecting some rains. Now the temperatures will fallen down. Now the criteria now that comes here, there will be so much breeding of these diseases, following that bacteria, even in the metamorphosis or the larval stage, they tolerate in an environment where we have low temperatures. Now that when the breeding now occurs and the breeding of these insects, unless they are controlled, they end up destroying our farmers' tea.
How do you prevent the runoff of nutrients?
The runoff, we create some of the terraces like you can see. We also introduce some truss, maize truss, or the one that we have trimming the formative pruning for tea now. We use the dry leaves to act as cover crops or to prevent the runoff.
Kuna kitu tulikuwa tunasoma ilikuwa inaitwa sijui grafting and banding. Do we have grafting and banding in agriculture? Agriculture of tea.
For tea, we don't have grafting or banding. Banding is required in a crop that grows mostly on its own. It does not form a table like in tea. Now, huwezi fanya like now, huwezi fanyia hii peke yake grafting or the banding. You know banding, the importance of banding and grafting, we introduce another desirable characteristic. For example, in tea, we introduce another characteristic or undesirable characteristic or less multiplication of the tea that is being pruned by tipping, like cutting of the season, as my senior agriculture officer has said.
We have certain height that yenye unapaswa prune. Ni kuprune ama ni kuchuna?
We have the pruning or the ile kuchuna. After the formative pruning or the tipping is carried out, we have the 15 centimeters downside, depending on the land or the topography of the land. Now, like you can see, our land is slopey. Now the tipping or the setting of the formative pruning or the tipping will be different.
Well maintained. Otherwise, that's why you do pruning. Also, after pruning, we put manure between the lines. This manure has got a lot of microorganisms, which now will help the decomposition of the leaves, and the plants will be able to observe them easily. Okay, you see, those who brought tea, they gave us a theory in such a way that when you plant, after you first cutting, now you know the nutrients have already been depleted from the soil. So what you do, you put manure, and then after pruning, you know we cut in dry season. When you prune in dry season, you put manure. Then when the rains come, you now apply fertilizer so that it will enhance the decomposition of all the other factors so that the plant can be able to get the nutrients.
I have seen we have avocado trees inside tea farming. What is the purpose of them?
Well, you see, those are for shading. Normally for, sometimes when you haven't got tea, it is always good to have other trees as a shade to avoid a lot of drought. When it is dry, so that the leaves should not dry so much. It is just as a cover, just to help keep the shading effect. Yes. That is why you see also the Grevillea after every terrace, because you plant in terraces across the contour, not down the contour, across the contour, so that from east to west, and you see the sun from east to west, so that when it is very hot, the shading effect will help the tea leaves to be maintained properly.
You talked about agroforestry. What is the purpose, maybe in your farm?
Well, you see, this agroforestry I have, one the trees are there to microclimate so that it makes the farm cool. Again, for money, you see when they become mature, you can sell and supplement whatever you want to that one. If you are building your house, you can also have material from your own farm instead of buying, because it is very expensive even to buy timber. So when you have your own forest, it is easier for you to get one anytime you feel like using your trees.
Another question.
Yes.
You know, like myself, I'm not new in agribusiness. That is what I always do during long holidays.
Yes.
And when we apply fertilizer, like in our side, we apply DAP. You are required to give that plant a lot of water because the fertilizer can be toxic.
Yeah.
So here you have talked about rains. What if you have you ever met a case where you have applied the fertilizer but the rains fail you?
Well, you see, as experienced farmers, we can go by ecological zones. Even use of fertilizers, there are different areas where you can use DAP, you can use NPK, all this. So in this case, as I said, we apply fertilizer when the rains are near. And we know after the first
like myself, I'm not
day,
new in agribusiness. That is
stay
what
for
I
about
always
a week,
do during long
so
holidays.
that you can now
And
put your
when we
fertilizer so
apply
that it can be
fertilizer,
observed
like
by
in our side,
the
we
roots.
apply DAP.
Because you cannot apply fertilizer when it is
You are
dry
required
at all.
to
We
give that
apply
plant a
manure
lot
so that
of water
manure
because the
decomposes
fertilizer
faster.
can be toxic.
And then when you come to apply now
So
fertilizer after
here you have
the
talked
rains, a
about
week or
rains.
so after the rains,
What if you have
plants
you
will
ever
take the nutrients
met a
properly
case where you have
and
applied
use
the
it.
fertilizer
How
but
do you solve the problem
rains
of
fail you?
soil pH?
Well, soil pH, because we have got a recommendation from Research Center, and plants do according to the soil pH. Because like tea, it does below 7 pH, it's about 5.2, and that is acidic. And that is why they recommend fertilizer, which is already a compound fertilizer, NPK, so that it can act as a catalyst and also as a plant nutrient, both. Yes.
What about the lime?
Well, lime, lime is already, that is basic and it's not acidic. And the lime is just to bring the pea, to bring it closer to the requirements of the plant, because lime it neutralizes the acidity of the plant. And tea grows in acidic soils. But then the fertilizer they give us controls the pH so that the plant can grow properly. Yes.
And again,
yeah.
You see, this is Mount Kenya forest.
Yeah.
Your farm is located near the Mount Kenya forest. And sometimes some species of tree might not favor growing on some plants. How do you relate the impact of Mount Kenya forest to your farm here?
Well, you see, Mount Kenya is so near, and as I said, it is in my farm, from east to west. Mount Kenya is on the western side. And so when it is even very dry, the shading effect comes down eastwards so that it keeps the shamba cool, and the breeze also. And also it attracts a lot of rain, because when you have got a lot of trees, they attract a lot of rain, and this area is not all that dry because of the trees. And again, I have got trees also in my farm, which helps also to conserve a lot of moisture in the farm.
Now we have come to our next level. Yes, now we have come to our next level. Here we have our live fences. This is the grave area, our grave area. We've used grave area to divide our shamba by encouraging the lateral growth now of the trees. The importance of using this grave area rather than the eucalyptus. The eucalyptus, some research have seen that a eucalyptus absorbs 360 liters of water in a day, whereas Gravalia cannot absorb 360 liters of water in a day. Now, the competition of the level of water absorbed by our eucalyptus and that of the Gravalia cannot be compared when a eucalyptus can be established here to create a live fence. Yeah, now the importance of the Gravalia and the eucalyptus is the reason as to why we use them to create a division in the farm. Yeah.
Yeah. As I said, my farm is laid properly. From the tea now, I go to coffee as we go up. And I don't have a lot of coffee, but I've got some coffee which can give me about 1,000 kilos per annum. And we also like coffee because according to the ecological zone, it does well as tea and trees in this zone.
Which millimeters maybe? Millimeters ngapi zenye mnapanda huku zina allow growing of coffee?
I think about 1,000 millimeters per annum. Okay. Mugambi, if you can confirm.
1200 millimeters per annum.
Okay,
1200 millimeters per annum. It ranges from 1,000 to 12. Yeah.
12. Which varieties do you grow?
This is a Roiro variety.
Roiro variety.
Yes.
Difference. What is the difference between the other one?
The Roiro variety, it is resistant to drought and it gives you better yield, and it does not need a lot of treatment for your crop to be okay. Once you put mulch and control the pests and apply fertilizer, it's okay. It's better than all the others in this zone.
As a new farmer, what can I do so that I can grow coffee?
As a new farmer, you have to go to extension officer, agriculture extension officers who will give you advice on what variety to plant in your area, the spacing, and which will give you the best correct. That's why I was, as an agriculture also, I got this from Roiro, which is a research center, which gave me this variety of coffee, which can do better in this zone compared to others.
Okay, I can see your coffee. Do you have a parasite that affect coffee?
Yes, we have antensia bugs. We have some parasites we come, but we spray and we go to the agriculture office where they give you a system or what you are supposed to do after every step. After harvesting, what you are supposed to do, spraying, fertilizer, and so forth, and they give us the best recommendation we can use. We rely on extension officers from the field.
Okay, Mugambi.
Yes.
We have different types of. What is this? Maybe you can explain to us what is the function of this one.
Like as I said earlier, I said that we have to have our mulching, to act as a cover on our ground so that it can conserve the moisture. This moisture now is used or consumed by the plant now. These are our Roilo 11 variety. And there is one thing that I wanted us to talk about. We have our leaf being broad. The importance of our Roilo 11 variety, the broader the leaf, the more the surface area where the manufacture of food, all the sunlight rays will land on the surfaces of this leaf and convert water molecules from hydrogen atoms then to oxygen that we inhale as human beings. Now the hydrogen that has been left, it will be used by the as a carbohydrate to manufacture our coffee berries now, which will be the byproduct now. Now we use this fertilizer called, for one, nutrient organic fertilizer. That fertilizer will encourage this broadening of the leaf as in the name of broadening the area or the surface area where the formation of the food will take place. We have the phloem here on the leaf, and we have the xylem now. This area now where the formation of food in any of the plant that takes place here. The formation of food now takes place here. Now the byproduct will be your sins.
We have seen some coffee that are sprayed with some chemicals. They change the color. What makes them to change the color?
Now we've seen that we have this modification of, like in our level of technology now in our agriculture research, we've to create another desirable characteristic. Now there is these characteristics of this maybe changing of the color mostly aims in terms of marketing. You know, we have the taste and preference of people, some of the different people who may tend to say that I like this purple color, depending on the taste and that preference.
Okay, so nataka utuonyeshe mali naenda next. Coffee, in coffee farm.
Oh, banana.